O Tannenbaum, o Tannenbaum, wie schön sind deine Blätter. Sorry, I'm practicing my Christmas carol, but not doing so well. Anyway, yeah, you'll have heard about the latest little victory dance that Shock of God has decided to post on his channel. Now, I'll be honest with you, I can't watch that man, I can't stand it. But thankfully some of the people I'm subscribed to include parts of his videos in their video responses, and so I can still hear it from the horse's mouth and in kind of chunks that are just about manageable thanks to the fact that some sense is being spoken around them. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. You know the stupid question that he's been posting and that he's been expecting answers for. He seems to think that it is reason for celebration somehow, that he's getting lots and lots of different answers from lots and lots of different people. It is clear, obviously, that this man is laboring under a terrible delusion. And this has nothing to do with his faith or his beliefs. No, it is simpler than that. He seems to be laboring under the delusion that atheism is something of a movement that you belong to, that has a certain direction, that has a set of rules that everybody needs to follow. And I don't know where he's got that stupid notion from, but it is, of course, unadulterated bull manure. But what can you do? There's just no arguing with somebody who seems to be under the impression that everybody who calls themselves an atheist should be looking at some sort of rule book to follow for atheism. Shock! Have you still not learned after all this time that atheists are a disparate group of people, and the only thing that they have in common is that each and every one of them, for their own personal reasons, for whatever personal reasons, have decided that they cannot lend any credence to the notion that something like your God exists. And that's all. That's all there is to it. And your question has, of course, been answered. You wanted evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. That is more or less what your question boiled down to. I have already explained to you how it works. It is very, very simple. In the absence of any convincing evidence for a claim, it is reasonable, it is the correct thing to do to not believe that that claim is true. You can, of course, if you wish, remain open-minded on the issue. You can, of course, be open to further evidence that might change your mind. And then you might make a decision one way or the other whether the claim is true or false. But unless you are certain about this, unless you have the evidence, you will not lend credence to the claim. And the more preposterous a claim is, the less credence you will lend to it. That is the correct thing to do. So if somebody, faced with the fact that they have never seen any convincing evidence that your God exists, decides not to believe in your God, then that is the correct thing to do, regardless of whether your God actually does or doesn't exist. Now, a God like yours is so logically internally inconsistent that it cannot exist. That doesn't preclude the possibility, of course, that some sort of something, that if something as puny as I were to look at it, I would consider it to be a God, could possibly exist. Hey, I don't know. It is conceivable. But your God is not even conceivable. That's what the problem is here, my friend. So don't you sit there gloating. Other people have had different reasons to arrive at the conclusion that they cannot believe in your God. Some people remain very agnostic and maintain in their minds the possibility that your God might exist. I don't. But all these people are atheists, and they all have different reasons to not believe in your God. And nobody tells them what their reason should be, and you have no reason to gloat. Bye bye.